How's it going, everyone? Marriland here, and that's right, it's time for more Minecraft Memory Lane, where I go back through my old Minecraft worlds and kind of talk about them and take a look at what they were all about. You know, maybe these are some personal worlds that I just did on my own time. Maybe they're worlds that I posted on the channel. And today, I think I've found the world we're gonna take a look at. And this is a difficult topic for me. I'm just going to preface it with that. So please understand that there have been some personal issues. I don't necessarily want to discuss them. I don't think they're really anyone's business, but it will make discussing this a little difficult on me. But yeah, we're gonna check out We Like Pie, which I believe is... Yep, I remember this place. Yeah. This is indeed the world that we built. This was the Marriland and Bro world, actually, which I know a lot of you have wondered, where the heck did Marriland and Bro go? Like, what's the deal? You know, the series is gone, like everything is gone about it, and I feel really terrible about that. There was essentially kind of a personal matter, we'll just say, that basically has separated the two of us. I haven't spoken with him in over 2 years, and likewise, which is really unfortunate, but it's just kind of a fragile reminder of, you know, even your best friends, you can lose in just, you know, I don't even know, just a blink of an eye. So I didn't want anyone to kind of believe that things were good, but I didn't want to really address the situation. I didn't feel like it was really, you know, worthwhile. And that's why, like I said, this is going to be a difficult episode for me to do, but I feel like, you know, 2.5 years later now, it is important to talk about it. I'm not going to go into the details of what happened. And I'm also going to ask that you please treat, you know, everyone involved with respect. You know, both me and Bro, so to speak. Like, I'm not looking for a fight. I'm not looking for anyone to cause issues. You know, what's happened has happened. What I'm really trying to do is, well, right now what I'm trying to do is get rid of that creeper. What I want to do with this is just kind of, you know, now that it's been enough time, I feel like it is important to at least say something about the matter. And yeah, but first, let's just take a look at the lovely world for what it is, because this was a really beautiful world. And I was so excited to kind of build here. Like, look at this amazing area that we built this house in. Like, we were scouting for a good area, and by Jove, we found it. There are mountains all around here. Look at all these mountains. And then there's this nice little plains all surrounded by these mountains. Like, how cool is that? That is really cool. That is really cool. And it's really neat that we found somewhere this awesome. Definitely saw a lot of potential here too. Oh man. I must not have fancy graphics on. That's kind of weird. Fast. All right, let's turn it to fancy. Maybe I had that set for some reason. There we go. Okay, yeah, this was definitely a really cool world. We didn't really get to building much, to be honest. I mean, I'll be honest, I was pretty new at Minecraft. I was also still learning Premiere, and these episodes took a lot to produce, so we didn't really get a lot of them done. I know a lot of that was due to me, but I remember that the recording process was a little challenging, but it's okay. It gave us a chance to play together, and it definitely was fun at the time. Like, I really wish we would have had more time to do even more amazing builds, and we did play together throughout the years as well after this series, or at least for a few years afterwards. And, you know, like, for instance, there was, we did a skyblock at one point, which was kind of neat. And we did a Pixelmon series, which I know I can't do a memory lane of that because I don't have access to that server. Like, I don't have a download of it or anything, so that one will be kind of lost to the ages, but you know what? It's okay. We can't show everything. I'll just do my best to try. But yeah, I remember, you know, working on the tree farm there. We put the glass up there to kind of keep the trees from getting too big, but still give them the direct sunlight they needed. We had a whole bunch of lovely sugarcane here. I remember there was an Enderman chasing, I don't remember which one of us around it was, but there was an Enderman that one of us could see. I think I couldn't see it. And bro was, you know, kind of freaking out about it, and it was really funny. Or maybe it was me? I don't actually remember. I mean, it's been 3 years. This world was started in August of 2012. Wow, it's been more than 3 years. It's been 6 years. Holy moly. Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. So, I mean, there's not really a lot to show in this world. We had a cave, I think, way back. I don't even know where it is, to be honest. It's somewhere in the mountains. I know we went exploring over there. We ran into a cave, I think, and had kind of a close call with cave spiders. And yeah, this was before hoppers, too, so we didn't really have that as an option for cooking stuff. But yeah, this was the start of the house. I mean, you know, neither of us were great builders, but we were, you know, good friends and siblings, of course. So, you know, we had fun with it. And yeah, I mean, I guess now I've kind of talked about the happy parts of the world. And there weren't really any sad parts. Wow, that's a lot of cows over there. There weren't really any sad parts about this world other than the fact we didn't continue it. But I guess the sad part of the series, I did make the decision to remove any and all of the Marriland and Bro series from my channels. And I feel bad about that. I do want to personally apologize to you, the viewer, but also to my nephew. I know that those videos meant the world to you. I'm really sorry if things were confusing. Again, I wish things were different. I really do. It's sad when, you know, relationships break down. It's unfortunate. Sometimes you don't really know what happened or why. I still, to this day, wonder, you know, what the deal was. I wish I knew, and, you know, I'm sure both parties are blaming each other, but what I want you as a viewer to do, I don't want you to blame either of us. I think that it's really important to be respectful, and that's what I've tried to do for the past 2.5 years. Even though I know removing the series, I didn't mean that to be an act of hostility. If anything, I meant it to just reflect the current state. I didn't want anyone thinking that things were okay. It hurt me so much every single time I would see a comment talking about Marriland and Bro. It tore me apart inside because of what happened. And again, I'm not going to talk about that. And please don't bother Bro to find out. Like, you know, I am not saying anything out of respect, and I would hope he would do the same, but, you know, that's really not for me to decide. But I would hope that you, the viewer, will treat this situation with respect, because it is unfortunate, and I didn't really want to talk about it. I did load up this world, and I started kind of recording, and I kind of broke down a bit. I couldn't really take it. I'm like, I don't think I can do it. But then I realized, especially after seeing a lot of your comments, that this is still a part of Marriland history, and it is a part that I did remove. And even though the series will not be returning to the channel, so I don't really have anywhere to link you to it, the memories are still there for any of you that watched it, and I don't want those memories to just be completely erased. Because there were good times and good laughs, and I think that's important. And I wish that you guys would remember that. I think that would definitely be something that I think pretty much both of us could agree on, that, you know, if we help give you laughs and humor along the way, keep that. I think that's also part of why, you know, I didn't want to say anything. Well, I didn't want to say anything about this publicly out of respect. And I just tried to ignore any instance that it was brought up. So I do apologize if you asked about it and I just didn't say anything. It's just, I don't want there to be a fight. I don't want there to be any, witch hunting or, like blaming or anything like that. It's a personal matter between the two of us. Maybe someday it will be fixed. I feel bad that it's caused a lot of pain to so many people, and it's really unnecessary pain. It really didn't have to happen. And, I'm sorry I'm so vague. Like I said, this would be a very difficult episode for me to do. It's one that, I was in a very bad place after that happened. And it was early 2016 that I really had completely no ambition or motivation or desire to do anything. Anything. I was a completely beaten down and defeated person. And it was a terrible feeling. Absolutely terrible. And I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I got through it eventually, but it took at least a year of healing before I had enough confidence to really kind of snap back. And it's sad, I mean, I'm sure there are some of you that have had issues with family members or close friends too. I mean, this is also my best friend that I'm talking about here, or was. I mean, obviously not anymore, but it's really sad when something like that happens, when you lose a dear friend who, you thought everything was fine with. You thought that they'd be there for you, whatever. I mean, I was on the verge of losing my job. Actually, I lost my job when this broke down. Like, it was the month that I lost my job, and had to kind of do things solo with this. That was a big change. I was under so much stress as well due to organizing, 2 people flying in for the sleep lock, having to organize, a road trip down to the Pokemon Symphony, and also another trip that, like, let's just say I needed something and I ordered something 3 or 6 months. It was 6 months in advance, 5 or 6 months. I think at that point it was like 4 or 5, but seriously, I thought it would be a month or 2. I didn't get the thing that I needed until then. And, well, yeah, I mean, probably, I don't know if any of this would have happened if I just would have gotten that thing. But, yeah, I mean, it's just, I was in such a rush and things were just going really bad back in October 2015. And, it was just really sad that not only did I lose my job that month, I lost, a relationship with my best friend and family member. And not only that, but my nephew. And I know that you still watch these videos, and you're probably watching this one on loop now, and I'm sorry. I really am that all this had to happen. I just, my heart aches for this. And here I am spilling out my guts to YouTube, but, I feel like it was necessary. And I feel like you as a viewer, regardless of if, you've seen the series or not, this is something that I feel I need to talk about. And you can probably tell, at least I hope so. I honestly hope that I was treating, wait, how did I get up there? I don't remember. I hope that I was treating this situation with at least enough respect. It's sad, plain and simple. And, my hope is that maybe, oh, here we go. Maybe someday things will change. But I also know that I have moved on. I have overcome that hurt and that pain. I mean, it'll always still be there, but it no longer debilitates me. It no longer keeps me from doing what I need to. And it wasn't like a constant thing. Like I said, I don't mean any ill will. So please don't harass or antagonize or, give a hard time to Bro, who, I'm not going to mention his name or username or whatnot. Just again, out of respect and also out of not wanting any conflict. But I'll just really strongly request, please don't try to patch things up either. Like, that's not for you or anyone else on the internet to do or feel like you need to do, period. That's not how this is going to be resolved. And, it may never. Like, I really don't know. But I do feel it's important that I finally talk about it, that I explain, where the Marriland and Bro series went, why it's not returning, and likely never will return. And I don't want to go into the specifics of what happened. Again, that's between he and I. It's not really anyone else's business. But I didn't want to just, I did want to just leave it swept under the rug and not let you guys know what was going on and not open up about this because I don't want conflict. I don't want anything to be misconstrued as disrespectful because there's been so much misconstruing of words throughout this whole situation, I'll just say. And, I don't want that to happen again. So that's why for me personally, I couldn't deal with even having the videos on either of my channels. Every time I would see someone leave a comment, it just would fill my heart with sadness. And no creator should feel like that, period. And it's unfortunate, but, I'm, like I said a few times, I'm sorry to you as a viewer that, not only is this series no longer watchable, but, that we haven't been able to continue it, and that, it's kind of an odd situation. So, yeah. I think that about does it for the world, to be perfectly honest. And I think that also about does it for my whole little, whatever you want to call it. I don't really even know what you want to call it. My spilling my guts? my explanation of what happened? I really don't know. And again, this is only my side of the story. I'm not really asking you to ask him his side. Please don't, because I don't really think it's something that either of us want to talk to viewers about. It's a personal matter. I'll ask that you respect that. I'll ask that, if you're leaving a comment, don't, ask about it. Like, did you listen to the video? Does it sound like I want to talk about this? No, I'm sure that neither of us really do to, just answer in the comments. So just please respect that, I guess, is what I'd like to say, Because again, I think this, somewhere around here. Here we go with those pillars again. I know that was a me job. I always do this. I always leave pillars like cobblestone things. We must have gone down there. I bet you that's what it was. I remember this place, too. This looks familiar. Hold on. I wish I could go into spectator mode, but that wasn't really introduced in 1.64, which is what I'm playing this on. We actually started this back in an earlier version than that. I just don't remember which one it was. So I figured since this mode has sound, or this version has sounds, and this version has, the ability to do creative mode, if I need to. Like, I don't really think I need to do creative right now, but it's an option, just in case. Man, this really went down. Oh, yeah, I remember this place. Did I ever get the treasure chest over here? Yeah, we did. We just didn't take it. What? I remember exploring this. Oh, there is a zombie spawner down here. That's pretty cool. That would have been neat. Would have been really neat. Oh, and I left all the spruce wood here. What a shame, leaving perfectly good spruce wood. Yeah, I think I freaked out about poison spiders down here, didn't I? That wouldn't surprise me. Oh, man. Yeah, well, again, I'm really sorry that this episode wasn't overly positive. I hope that it at least shed some light on the situation. I hope that it kind of explains my train of thought in 2016, which I'm trying to think what else happened. 2015 was a pretty bad year, and I don't seem to think 2016 was much better. 2017 is pretty good, though. But it just, I don't know. Bad memories with that. But you know what? It's in the past. Sometimes you need a kick in the butt to kind of get you back going again. And for better or for worse, and despite what was lost through that whole thing, I am stronger now today than I was back then. I was really rattled back then. Like, there were a lot of other things and a lot of other situations that happened that year that, you know, really unsettled me. For instance, again, I don't really want to alarm anyone. This isn't like, you know, I don't live in a terrible neighborhood or anything, but that same year, there were gunshots right outside of my house, like to the point where my outdoor lights, motion detecting lights, they were active when I went to check to see what that noise was, because I didn't know what it was. And, you know, the police were over and everything, and it was just an absolutely traumatizing moment for me. I could not sleep right. I could not sleep at 2:12 a.m. Like, if it was before then, I couldn't do it. I had to, like, stay up until 5 or 6 until I saw sunlight. And that messed with me for a while. And not only that, but there, you know, was kind of a scare at the Pokemon World Championships. I mean, everything was fine. Their security handled it, but let's just say there was another potential issue there, and that was also really kind of terrifying for me. I mean, again, can't stress it enough, nothing happened, but just the two incidents happening within like 2 weeks of each other just really, and there weren't like any bodies outside of the house in that instance. I think it was just someone shooting at a critter or something, because there were like a lot of gunshots all at once, and it was all, you know, like rapid succession. Like, it wasn't back and forth, let's say, thank goodness. And, you know, the police weren't overly upset. I think it was my neighbors, to be honest, because they are just that bad, and I could see them doing something like that. But yeah, anyway, I mean, you know, that and issues with my job and just kind of general stress, I guess, and travel. Like, there was so much going on, and oh man, I just, you know, it was a terrible year. And then to have all that happen just was like, oh, great. So, yeah. Anyway, I guess I shall close the door here because, you know, there's some kind of old adage about, you know, one door closes, another opens, or maybe it's the window or something like that. We only have one window in this house, which seems kind of like an oversight if you ask me, but yeah. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this world. I hope you, well, I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of this, especially if it gave you, you know, good memories back when you watched the series. That's what I really hope. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. You might have had a clue that something was wrong, but, you know, now I'm talking about it, and this is all I will talk about it. Like, don't ask me any more about it. I'm going to completely not answer, you know, any questions about it. Like, this is my story. This is, you know, what I'm willing to tell you guys. So, you know, take from that what you wish, but please be respectful beyond that, because, you know, that's fine. And again, I honestly hope that I'm not painting things in a terrible light for Bro. I'm not trying to attack or anything. Not at all. I know I have a lot of blame in this situation, but again, this isn't about blame. This is just about kind of explaining that there is no Marriland and Bro anymore. And it's sad. It is, but again, that's how life goes, you know? You can think you can be with someone forever, and no, you don't always get that luxury. So, good reminder for you, viewer of this video. Please always appreciate what you have and the people that you have in your life, because you never know what can happen. And, you know, there may come a day where they're just no longer there. And whether that's because, you know, they die or they fall ill or, you know, you get into a fight or something like that. You never know what will happen. Sometimes things seem forever, but in reality, they aren't. And understanding that that happens and that you need to be strong if that does happen. It will hurt, but by being strong, then, you know, you can eventually pick yourself up, because sometimes, as hard as you may try to patch things up, it isn't going to work. And sometimes there are just situations that can't be patched up. So you have to understand it's the situation that can't be patched up, not you. So get back on that horse and ride it again. I don't know where a horse came into this, but whatever the case. Get back on it and just understand that you can still go on and do things and succeed. And that is fine. Let that be your motivator. Don't let it be revenge. Don't let it be, self-loathing. Don't beat yourself up over it. You have to get back on that horse. That horse, where's this horse coming from? Where is this horse? You need to take control of it, and you need to become a better person for it. And that's the only way that, things will really work out, is if you can kind of come to grips with it, accept it, and then move on from it. And that's what I've been able to do now, although it was hard. Thanks for listening to me, guys. Again, like I said just a moment ago, sorry it wasn't exactly a peppy episode, but I felt since we're going through all the worlds, this is a rather important world in Marriland history. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider pressing that like button or following me on Facebook or subscribing to me on YouTube or any of my social media for that matter. Anyway, I'll see you next time, everyone.